Ever dreamt of shaping towering structures from 20-story buildings to sprawling malls to hotels to multi-story apartments? Well, let me tell you, I've immersed myself in many of these diverse architectural endeavors. Well, let me pull back the curtains and share a reality check with you. Being the sole architect to these amazing projects, it's a thrilling notion, right? Well, it's not as simple as it sounds. So today I want to talk about something that's been on my emotional brain for so long, I just want to let it out. I've been working on these projects for like 10, 15 years now, and you would think like you're like the architect, you say, oh, you designed that building, oh, I designed that building, but the truth is, architects don't really work alone at all. Even if you do, there's only so much you can do, and the quality of the project lacks when you do that. There was a project I worked on, the biggest project I worked on was like a big shopping mall, and it had like towers and hotels and everything. There was only me and one or two other assistants on that, and there's only so much you can do, and the quality lacked because of it. Imagine if you had like 10 architects working on that, the design would be so much better. So even the most significant projects that I had quite a lot of control over still lacked because of the lack of collaborative effort. There was like not enough manpower really. There was enough, but imagine if there was more, it would have been even better. So projects can lack greatness without collaborative effort, if you know what I mean. The myth of the solitary architect persists, but the truth is projects require many architects, directors, other designers, engineers as well. But I'm talking about the team within the architecture team. They require a lot of people. The more the better, really. It's not the solo adventure I imagined as an architect. The truth is, architect design is not alone. When you're at university, you do a lot of stuff on your own. Sure, yeah, you have teams, you work with teams sometimes, but you get this thing that there's one architect and they control the whole project, and yeah, that's the architect, but it's not really like that. It can be like that. That's why, like, you see some firms or YouTubers, they're on their own because they're doing small projects. They do houses and stuff. You can only go so far, like, on projects, the sizes and stuff. I mean, furthest I got was that mall I was telling you. I've done houses, but you need more people. You get firms that's just one man, and they're just doing houses. Yeah, they like doing that. That's what they do, and that's what they want to do, and that's what they love. But you can only do so much. I mean, how are you going to grow if you're not working with other architects? You're not going to get bigger projects, really. But a lot of people want that. That's why you get so many firms doing houses all the time, because they're fairly small projects, really. They only need one architect, I think, most houses. So small practices often work alone, or small firms that sometimes are just a one-man band, and they can't handle larger projects because that requires a collaborative effort. But let me tell you, the magic happens when there's a collaborative approach and people unite and work on a project. Sometimes it's difficult to accept. It depends what kind of person you are, really. If you like, I'm a kind of an all-rounder, and you realise that there's only so far you can go with that. It comes to a point where you need collaborative effort, as I was saying. As I progressed my career, I always thought I was an all-round architect, but there's only so far you can go with that. You need other people, the team, to help you to grow, to get bigger projects. It comes a point where collaboration is the key. As a result, diverse ideas become essential and more successful for the project. Even if there was just one architect or designer, they won't get credit anyway. It'll be the whole team. It'll be the other people in the team, you know, the engineers, the clients. There was that story with David Adjaye. He was losing projects because of the controversy he's been in, and when he lost the project, he's been working on it for years with the client, and when the client decided not to use him anymore, they asked him, how do you feel about David Adjaye not being on the project as the architect anymore? And they said, oh, we don't feel like he's the designer. we've been working on this for the last 5 years, so that even the client thinks he's the architect anyway. So it feels like you never get credit, the architect anyway. So even if you work alone, credit is shared anyways. Okay, you could open a firm and name it after yourself and then get recognition that way, but I'm struggling to, I always, even when I do videos, I always think of the end result. I enjoy the end result more than the process. Architect's a journey, you have to enjoy the process. It's like after so many years, I'm only just starting to embrace that. It's so difficult, you gotta just enjoy it. It's very difficult, because I always enjoy it when you're creating something, but when something starts to create at the end, it becomes, oh yeah, people accepting the creation, then I start to enjoy it. The rest of it's let's get it done, I'm trying to do it, I'm designing it, and then but you gotta enjoy that part as well. You gotta enjoy the process, basically. Whether you're working alone or collaboratively, architect's a journey and a pursuit for excellence. So you gotta enjoy it along the way. And you have to discover the journey, and you have to discover the joy along the way, like I'm kind of trying to now. So understanding the recognition of collaboration and understanding the contributions and recognition of others as well is essential. Otherwise you're not going to last in this career. I've experienced this in meetings. I mean, you're getting ideas, everyone's contributing, not just the architects as well. I'm not talking about just architects as well, everyone else on the team. Because I mean, you have meetings and the design just evolves through meetings and people give ideas. A lot of the design is just done for you by people contributing stuff. You just throw it in the bag and then you pull out what you want. You probably realise that if you're a student as well. You get ideas from your tutor. Your tutor's like the client. But in conclusion, whether you're alone or a collaborative architect, embracing the dynamic nature of architecture fosters the creation of truly excellent projects. The joy not only lies in the final outcome, but the twists and turns on the way, and these unexpected ups and downs, that's the stuff you gotta enjoy. It's difficult. The resilience and dynamic pursuit of architecture, that's what just makes the job. So make every step worthwhile and enjoy the steps. So here's to resilience, be strong, and enjoy the wild chase of pursuing excellence and discovering joy along the way, I hope.